Hi everybody. Behind me there is the bust of George Washington, and no, I'm not in the US. I'm in the Ticino, in the southern tip of Switzerland, bordering Italy, and today we're going to explore Lugano. So let's check out Lugano. It is a beautiful, beautiful city as far as I can tell already. And I just want to turn the camera and show you what I'm seeing right now. I'm going to go a little bit on a walking tour through the city, and we're just going to explore it together. I wonder how George Washington ended up here. It's probably an interesting story behind it, which I don't know. So I'm walking here along the Lakeside Promenade in Lugano, and no surprise, it looks beautiful. I love the tree alley they planted here, which gives some nice shade. And what's really cool is on the other side of the lake they actually have modern art. It's kind of a sculpture alley. It's really cool. So let's check out some of the artwork here. Here's a peacock from Remo Rossi. So according to the names, these seem to be local artists. Max Bill, you know, he's a famous one. Selim Abdallah, it's a Muslim artist. And just check out this beautiful view here. So here they tell you a little bit of the fish that you can find in Lake Lugano. There's a salmon trout. That's the only one I know. Corregone, alborella. I heard of that before. We learned something new again. Interesting. Taxi boat, party boat. It's a boat that can't decide whether it's a taxi boat or a party boat, or maybe it's both. Here's the Lugano Art and Cultural Center. Very cool architecture. It's it's built at an angle. I think I'm getting now to the main promenade of Lugano. There's a beautiful hotel there. And of course, some of the more expensive prime location stores here, Louis Vuitton. And check out that view here. So interestingly, the border between Switzerland and Italy goes almost through Lugano. It's right behind Lugano. You enter Italy. So this is at the very southern tip of Switzerland, and it has a very Italian feel to it as well. Very southern feel. Of course, the Ticino is the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland. So I just learned something new again here about swans. They tell us not to feed the swans because they actually live with marsh plants, leaves, seeds and grasses. And if you feed them bread, that bread swells inside of their stomachs. So it's highly recommended not to feed the swans here. And I guess anywhere else as well. Again, I learned something new. So what else can I tell you about Lugano? Lugano, this part of the lake was actually inhabited since the Stone Age. The Romans had a very important fortification just outside of Lugano as well. So this place has been appreciated way before our times, and I can see why. Lugano as a town was first mentioned in 724, so over 1200 years ago. And it's been at the center of some fights between the Guelphs and the Ghibellines in the 14th and 1500s. But nowadays it's a very, very peaceful place, as you can see. two ways. I mean, either you're coming from Switzerland, you would probably likely coming from Zurich, and you could come here by car, which is about a 3-hour ride from Zurich, and you can also reach it via train from Zurich in 2.5 hours. But as you can imagine, Lugano is actually much closer to Milan because the Italian border is just behind Lugano. So if you come from Milan, that would take you about 1.5 hours drive, or you can also take a train, which is a little bit less than 1.5 hours. So that might be your best bet if you just plan to visit here. Super clean, beautiful flowers everywhere. Let me just check that out. Yeah, beautiful. Of course, there's lots of little cafes and restaurants. In terms of prices, don't expect Italian prices. This is not going to be as cheap as Italy. Lugano is part of Switzerland after all, and so you have to expect Swiss prices. Definitely much more expensive than what you would find across the border in Italy. So just be aware of that. What's really cool here is the architecture, the old and new. I think the Swiss do that particularly well. They keep the old architecture and then they mix it up with some really modern stuff. And I think it works really well. It's like an old church behind me. See, this is what I mean by old and new. These are old buildings, but then they add that colorful element in there, and I think it works so well together. Very cool idea. What else can you do in Lugano? There's lots of museums and palaces and villas that you can visit. Of course, you definitely should visit the lake. Have at least a walk on the lakeside and maybe do a boat ride. And there's quite a few mountains around here. We can also do some hiking. And if you feel like it, just hop over the border to Italy and check out the Lago di Como, the Como Lake, which is really only about a 45-minute drive from here. So it's not too far. You can do the Lago Maggiore from here, which is to Lugano in the other direction. And you can do really almost 3 lakes in one day if you want to. I might do a video on that too. There's a park over there, which I'm going to check out as well. And let's have a look. I'm now here in Park Gianni with this beautiful villa here. Nice flowers everywhere, and you know, again, check out that view. Isn't that just picture perfect? So nice. Okay, that was it from Lugano. If you like this video, please also check out my other videos in Switzerland, which I'm going to post every week. And if you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel, and we see each other in the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.